Hello YouTube and welcome to another MikroTik tutorial. So in this video we're gonna actually continue our videos about securing your router. Okay, so in this video we're gonna talk about firewall rules. So are you ready? Let's get started. Okay, so actually behind the scenes MikroTik uses what we call NF tables. So NF tables are actually the Linux firewall system that controls network traffic. Okay, so in order to understand the firewall rules on the MikroTik router, you have to understand what we call chains. Okay, so there are actually three main chains. So there is, as you can see here in the blue arrow, the forward chain, which represent traffic that goes through our router. So traffic going from the internet to your local area network and vice versa. This is the forward traffic. Okay, and there is also the input traffic on the red actually arrows here is actually the traffic destined to your router. Okay, and finally we have the output traffic, which is the packets that are leaving your router. Okay, so those are the main three chains that you will find in your firewall rules on the MikroTik. Okay, and keep in mind, in order to protect now our router, we use mainly the input chain, and in order to protect our LAN, we use forward chains. Okay, so let me show you actually where you can gonna access the firewall rules in your MikroTik. So as usual, we'll be using actually our Winbox application. Okay, so here I am inside it. So in order to get to your firewall, we go to the IP menu. Okay, and then here you will see a menu dedicated specially to the firewall. So we click on it, firewall, and here we go. Here we have our firewall rules. Okay, so in order to create a rule, you just simply click on this button here, new. Here we go to the general tab. Okay, like that, and here you see the different chains. So if I click on this list here, you can see our chains: forward, input and output. Okay, and inside it you can see the different criteria that we can use in order to control our traffic. Okay, so you can do the rules on the go using this window, or you can do it on the command line. Okay, so I will show you actually how to use it on the command line because it's simple to understand, and then we're gonna take a look also on the go. And of course you will find all the rules on the description of this video, so you can just copy and paste them into your terminal, then you will get the result. Okay, and one important thing also that I have to mention here, I am using as an interface facing the internet my WAN interface. So it depends on your configuration, because here I'm using PPOE connection, so I have created actually WAN interface, but for you, you have to change that according to your configuration. So normally you will go to interfaces. Okay, and you can see your interfaces that you have here. Okay, so for me, I have here this WAN interface facing the internet, and of course for my LAN network I have Ethernet 2, but in most configuration Ethernet 1 is the one facing the internet and Ether 2 is the one facing your LAN. Okay, so let's begin. So as I told you, actually we'll be using mostly the input chain in order to protect our router. So let's begin by the first rule. Okay, so I will just here paste this rule on the terminal and we will see it on the go. Okay, so you can I can explain that. So this is our first rule here. So it's IP firewall filter, so it's filter rule. So the action for this rule is to drop traffic. Okay, so this is the keyword action equal to drop, and the chain of course is input, and this is the command drop invalid input. So it's always good to make a comment, you will remember what this rule do actually. And the connection state is invalid. So in simple words, this rule actually drop invalid packets. So invalid packets are packets that are actually corrupted or malformed, and sometimes they can be a threat to your router, and also they consume CPU cycles, so it's better to actually drop them. So now if I hit enter, so this rule has been added, so I can simply go to the GUI and see it. So if I click on IP firewall, you can see now the rule has been added. Okay, so I can click on it and you can see it on the GUI. So I choose the chain input, and here at the bottom the connection state is invalid. And of course if we go to the tab actions, you can see it's drop. So here we are dropping invalid traffic. So this is the first rule that actually you're gonna actually do. Okay, so let me now paste the second rule. Okay, so the second rule simply actually, as you can see here, it accepts also established and related traffic, and also for the input chain. So here any traffic generated from your LAN network going to the actually internet and coming back it's an established and related traffic, so we must actually allow it. So let's see that on the GUI also. So this is our second rule, allow established input. So it's simple, just here we are inputting the command. Okay, the chain is always input, and here we change the connection state to just choose established and related, and the action of course is accept. Okay, so this is it. So let's now move on to the third rule actually. So the third rule is actually optional, but it's always good, especially if you are doing some tests. If you want also to ping for example, to test if the ping is working. So we gonna actually allow pings, or what we call ICMP traffic. Okay, simple as that. So here you can see the action is accept, the chain is always input. Here is the command allow ICMP protocol, and the protocol of course is ICMP. So let's see that on the GUI. So this is our third rule. It's very simple. All we have changed here is the protocol, which is protocol number 1, and of course here the action is to accept it. So as I told you, it's good for testing purposes. So if you ping for example the Google DNS, you will get a response and you can see that. Okay, so now let's move on to our fourth rule. So actually this rule allows you to catch and drop port scanners. So as you may know, on the internet there are always some bots that are trying to scan your ports. So here we're gonna simply add those port scanners to an address list. Address list is simple, just a list of addresses, and then we drop them. Okay, so let me show you the rule here. Paste it, here we go. So here we are, the action this time is not to accept or drop, but to add source addresses to address list, and this address list is called port scanners. Okay, and here is the chain. The chain is always input because this traffic is destined to our router. The command is detect port scanners, and the PST, which stands for port scan detection, is 21 3 seconds. Okay, this 21 3 seconds means if someone try to scan 21 ports in 3 seconds, it's considered as a port scanner. Okay, so let me show you this rule also here on the firewall. So this is our rule. So the action here is to add it to address list, and the address list is port scanners. So you can see here on the extra there is those field low port weight or weight threshold, which means here 21 port scanned in 3 seconds, it's considered as actually port scanner. Okay, and of course here the input is our chain and the protocol is TCP. So we are adding those port scanner to address list, and then we're gonna simply drop those IPs on this address list if there are of course any. Okay, so now I will add the rule that will block this address list of port scanner. Okay, here we go, and always check it on your firewall. And of course there is our drop here, drop of course for the address list that contains port scanner. Okay, and also at the end we're gonna actually block all access to our WAN interface. Okay, so it's very important to drop everything from now. So we have allowed what we want, I mean the connection state established and related, okay, and also ICMP. Now we have to block everything else. So this is our rule. So the action is drop, the chain is input, the command is drop all WAN access to the router, and in interface there it's very important. So for me it's the WAN interface, but normally it's Ether 1. Okay, so it depends on your configuration. So here I'm dropping all traffic, all WAN access to our router. Okay, here we go. We're gonna check that on the GUI. So this is our last actually rule. Okay, it's very important. So also I didn't tell you, but the order is actually important here. So you must follow this order. It's very important. If you put this rule number 5 at the top, so everything will be blocked simply because the traffic established and also related is also blocked before it's going to be accepted. So you have to follow this order in order to make your firewall efficient. Okay, so keep that in mind. It's also very important. And finally, now we're gonna do like we have done in the input interface, we're gonna do it for the forward traffic. I mean the traffic that goes through our router. So the first rule here, we are changing the chain. So previously we are used to use the input chain, now we are going to use the forward chain. So the first rule here for the forward chain is to drop of course invalid traffic. Here we go. Now we're gonna accept the established and related traffic. Okay, here we go. And also keep in mind the order is very important here. Okay, and now we're gonna add a rule that allow traffic from your LAN to your WAN. Okay, it's very important. And here you have to change your source addresses corresponding to your actually LAN network. So for me it's 192.168.20.0/24. so this is my LAN network or inside network. And of course here also the out interface is the WAN interface. Okay, it's very important. And of course the final rule is to drop everything else. So as what we have done during the input chain, we're gonna do it on the forward chain. So we're gonna drop everything else. So that's what I said, that the order is very important. You have to follow this order. Okay, here we go. So now we've done all the necessary rules in order to protect the router and also our inside LAN network. Okay, and of course this is the basic firewall rules to protect your router. So of course when you are adding, for example, a VPN or something very special, a rule will be added, or you must actually add also rules. So let's take a final look to our firewall. So you can see here we have almost 9 rules that has been added to our firewall in order to protect it against attacks or something else. Okay, so that was just a brief video to show you the basic firewall rules that you can actually do in order to protect your router and also your LAN from attacks. So if you have any question, feel free to ask them on this video, and of course I will respond to all your questions. So otherwise, I hope it has been informative for you, and I'd like to thank you for viewing. Bye bye.